This is Al McGee with YETicket.com. I'm here with Aunjanue Ellis, and I'm here to talk about her new role in the new film called The Subject, and her part is Leslie. Tell us about Leslie.
Yeah, Leslie is a woman who has lost her son. She wants to essentially avenge the death of her son, who she feels has been killed and exploited by this photographer who could have stepped in her mind, save him, and chose not to. So Leslie is on a mission to avenge to remember her son and insist that this photographer gives truth to what happened to her son.
Yeah, and as I mentioned before, I love you. I love your acting. I love what you have really been doing. Now, this is another role where you playing another mother. And you know, in Lovecraft Country, you played a mother, and also in the Clark Sisters, you played another mother. You enjoy playing these mother roles? Aunjanue, come on.
Listen, I'm a woman. Women are mothers.
Yeah.
Women are mothers, women are mothers. So I love it. I love it. To me, it doesn't matter whether she's a mother or what she is. As long as that I'm doing something and I feel like I'm not lying on screen,
yeah.
Which can happen. As long as I get to tell the truth on screen, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
And that's what you do. You really show the truth in your characters when you're acting. That's why I really enjoy your acting. Anything that you do, Aunjanue, I really watch and I really enjoy you. But let me ask you another question about the subject. Now, Tisa Hutchison, she was the screenwriter for this. Did you get a chance to interact with her? Because she seemed to be a very vulnerable person with the pen.
Oh, yes. I did. Chisa was on set. I worked with Chisa, talked with Chisa before we started shooting, have formed, continue to be in touch with Chisa. And I hope I get a chance to continue to work with her. I just think I agree with you. She's a formidable, I think she's going to be a force in storytelling. So I feel like with playing this character, playing a mother, there can be assumptions in what this grieving mother would be, but if you got good words, you can surprise people. And so Chisa provided that language for me that I could just, make something and present something on screen that I think surprises folks.
Yeah, exactly. Also, your biggest part in this film, The Subject, you acted with Jason Biggs.
Yes.
How was that working with Jason Biggs?
Oh, it was a delight. It was a delight. Jason is so, first of all, as we all know, funny. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
And he uses that humor to make you relax. At least he did it with me, to make me feel relaxed, to make me feel like I had permission to play with him on camera. And then he's so kind, and he made me feel safe, and he made me feel not alone. And I feel as a result of that, we were able to build this kind of communication that I hope worked on camera. But he's a delight.
Yeah, he did mention you when I interviewed him, and he mentioned how you really helped him out too, because he feel that he came from a different acting world than you did, and he said that you made him feel very comfortable also. Now, does acting sometimes when you act with other people, does that transcend what I mean to when you with another actor that they somehow you all got to be together mentally and physically with the words?
Yeah, I think so. I think like particularly towards the end of the film, we had this, great language that Chisa provided for us in the dialogue. But I think at a certain point that there was something unspoken between myself and Jason. And we just were able to, I just remember that being a very quiet, but very lived in moment that I had with him.
Right.
That you don't get to do a lot of times on camera.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you for a minute or two. You come from very humble beginnings. And when you were in the university college setting, you really didn't study acting. You studied, I think, African history or something like that. What got you really started to say, hey, I can act. This is what I want to do. Oh, you got such a beautiful smile. Oh, my goodness.
Thank you. I got this light that makes it help. So no, I didn't study acting. I didn't study acting. No, I didn't study acting. I didn't believe that acting could be a profession for me. I knew that I wanted to be a creative person. You know what I mean? We all sort of kind of come out thinking, I'm not going to necessarily, I don't know what path I'm going down, but somehow I'm going to be creating stuff, in my life. How that's going to happen, I don't know. So I knew that was in me, but I didn't know in what form that would take. But someone else did see that in me.
Mm-hmm.
And they encouraged me. They encouraged me to go to school for acting. And then I went to school for acting. And then I went back to school for acting. And now I'm here talking to you. And the reason why I say this is because I hear these sort of origin stories about actors, and they're like, I knew at 5 years old that I wanted to be, I wanted to be in front of the camera. That was not my experience at all. I didn't think for a very long time, probably up until the age that I was 40 years old, that I felt like, okay, I could make this, I would be doing this for at least for the next 15 years. I did not think that. I always felt like, okay, let me make sure that I can go do something else, because this acting thing may run out, and it just kind of hasn't. And so I say this because sometimes you have to see something in someone else. And when you see something in someone else, you have to encourage that, because that's what someone did with me.
Oh, I understand. Trust me, I understand that. One more question about the subject. Okay. In this subject, there's a conversation between Malcolm and Phil about Phil looked at Malcolm as a piece of art or artwork.
Yes.
Do you consider yourself, Aunjaune, art? Now I know you're an artist, but do you consider yourself art?
Well, I think I believe that I am a product of survival. Of survival that started, off the shores of Africa, and for my family at least,
right,
went to Mississippi and built from there in the farmland that my grandfather toiled and my grandmother toiled on. So in terms of that experience, I think that every Black person who is a descendant of chattel slavery is a piece of art, is art. Because and as a result of that is why our music sounds the way it does. That is why that is why we dance the way we do. That is why our words are the way that they are. Chisa's words come from that, right? Come from that, the inspiration from that. So that is undeniably art. But the problem with Malcolm and Phil and Malcolm is that that's all he was. He was only his art. He did not look at him as a human being.
Right.
And because he didn't look at him as a human being, he ultimately lost his humanity as well. I am so much bigger than how I dance and how I sing and I'm bigger, I'm how I act. I'm bigger than that. I am a person. I am a person. And the personhood of being, our personhood being Black in America is so often lost. And we're only looked at as people who get beaten down and beaten up, or how we're dancing or how we're singing, and not looked at for being human beings. And our lives should be cherished and respected and honored and all of that. So yeah, that's my big answer to your question.
Oh, thank you very much, Aunjaune. Well, that's it for me, unfortunately. But thank you for taking time with me, Al McGee at www.yuticket.com. Aunjaune, I want to wish you much more success with your career. And I know you're probably working on 2 or 3 things right now. And thank you for taking time with me. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you wanting to talk to me.
And I'm a huge fan of yours. I am. I'm a huge fan of yours. Oh, one more thing. In Lovecraft, that scene you did when you were floating and you completely nude, it was the best scene of my life. I thought that's one of the greatest scenes you ever did. So I want to let you know that. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. You made my day. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, have a great day. Have another part of your great day. Take care.
Right. Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
This is your entertainment ticket. Latest and greatest.